Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and after the massive preamble that I did in the last video this morning, I'm just going to jump straight into the puzzle. This is a puzzle called Dotty by Pallando. First of all, thank you for Pallando for allowing me to do this puzzle. I saw this puzzle about a week ago on the Cracking the Cryptic Discord server in the Puzzle Archive. It is a quadruples puzzles, which I really like, and I don't do as often as I would like to. I have not solved this puzzle before, so I do not know what I'm in for. I liked the look of this one in just the way that the clues were laid out, and it didn't seem to have quite as much sort of obvious information as a lot of them do. So it looked like it was going to be a bit more of a challenge, and it had quite a lot of ratings. So that tended to indicate that it was going to be a good puzzle. So reached out to Pallando, said, "May I do this?" and got a thumbs up. So yeah, today I'm going to try it. So let's have a look. So the rules. This has only two rules, which is normal Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column. Same as always, we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. And then there are these circles in the grid. Where there is a circle, you must place the digits that are in the circle must appear at least once in the 4 cells that surround that circle. So around this circle, there must be at least 1 7. Around this circle, there must be at least, or there must be a 2 3 4. You couldn't have a repeat in this circle because they're all in the same box. But in this circle, for example, you may possibly have 2 8s like that. That would be possible. I do not know. I do not know what the solution to this is. As I said, I have not solved this puzzle. So they're the rules. The goal now is to do it. Let's give this a shot. So with quadruples puzzles, and I kind of wanted to use this as an example for what you do. Often what you are looking for, what you do to when you're trying to solve one of these, is often what you're looking for is a situation like this, where if you look here, you have 1 restricted to row 1 and 2 here, and 1 restricted to 1 and 2 here. So what you can do is you can ask yourself, where does 1 go in row 3? Because it can't go in those cells and it can't go in those cells. So 1 must go in one of those 3 cells. And here's another one I can see, which is 7 must appear in those 4 cells, but 7 must appear in those 4 cells, but it can't appear in those 2. So we can actually pencil mark 7 into those 2. And the reason this puzzle jumped out to me at the very beginning was because there wasn't a lot of given information like that. Pardon me. So we have 3 here and 3 here, which means in row 4, 3 must be in one of those 2, and it's limited to those 2 because it must be in those 4. And these 3s have knocked it out of those 2 cells. 2 and 2 puts 2 in one of those, except 2 and 2 knocks 2 out of those 2, and we can actually place a 2. 2 and 2, so there is actually a bit of this, puts 2 in one of those 3, but it must be in one of those 2 because it must go in one of those 4. And I don't get enough practice at these, so it's quite possible, same trick with 6. It's quite possible what I'm doing is I am missing incredibly obvious deductions because I don't get enough practice at quadruples. So there must be a 6 in those 4, there must be a 6 in those 4, but these 2 can't have the 6, so there must be a 6 in there. This still could be 1, 2, 3, 6, so I can't say that there's no 6 there. 1 and 1, which puts 1 in one of those 3, but there must be a 1 up here, so there is a 1 in one of those 2. This does not seem to be giving much. Okay, have I bitten off more than I can chew here? 3 and 3 are lining up, putting 3 in one of those, but that's a little bit unhelpful. Have I bitten off way too much more than I can chew? How do you progress with this puzzle? 4 must go in one of... okay. I think we've got a given 4 because 4 is in here and here. So 4 must go in one of those 3, but 4 must be here and here. So that takes 4 out of those and I get 4, which gives me 3, which gives me 6. Okay. So this now needs a 1 and a 2 around it. So that's a 1, 2. That 1, 2 means that I can't put 2 into there, so 2 must go into there. That 6 puts 6 into one of those two, because 6 must be in one of those 4 and it can't be in those two, which puts 6 into one of those two. And that's just by Sudoku. Ah, 7 up here is knocking 7 out of those 3, which puts 7 into those two. Oh, I've got 3 digits in 4 cells. That's so close. 4 in this must go in one of those two, but I'm loath to pencil mark across boxes. This is interesting. So 9 cannot go in column 3 and column 4. 9 cannot go in any of the cells that are not highlighted blue. Now 9 can't go there because it must be in those 4 cells. It's not quite enough, is it? Similar to Scott's Rosal, who's been saying he's looking at whether he should name his channel. I've had a couple of people say now for a few weeks that I should be looking at making this channel properly named. And BremSter Struggles with Sudoku has been suggested. And while people may think that's rude, I actually think that's kind of funny. Like, 7 must be in there, 7 must be in there. So 7 must be along here. 6 now must be up here, which puts 6 in one of these 3. I haven't narrowed down the 4 at all. What are these? 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the 9 is now lining up with there. So 9 has to go up here. And that's because 9 is in one of those 4 cells and in one of those 4 cells. So it can't go in any of those. So it must go up there. But the same isn't true for 5, 7, or 8. Two, 3, and 4 must go in there. So are these cells restricted? Because they can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7. So those are from 5, 6, 8, 9. But while they're from 5, 6, 8, 9, I can't turn around and pair them with that because I could still put any of those digits elsewhere. They're just limited to 5, 6, 8, and 9. I don't think that helps me. You know, What am I missing? So 1 must be in one of those two for this clue, because I can't put it in that one because it must be there. So 1 is in one of those two. Can I narrow that down? I don't think I can. Wow. Talk about biting off more than I can chew. This is 1, 2. 2 is up here. I've already got the 2. 7, 7. So 7 is in one of those 3. It looks like everything is happening in box 5, but I don't have enough restriction on that. Like these clues in the corner. Like 9 can go in any of those 3. 4 can go in any of those 3. No, it can't. 4 must go in one of those 2. I've got to put 2 and 9 in here. I can't put 9 here. So 9 is in one of those 2. But because they're across boxes, while I'm knocking it out of all of those cells, it's not forcing it up. Like I can't use that to knock 9 out of any of those. Like if I could knock 9 out of one of those cells. Hang on, that can't be 2 or 9 because 2 goes there and 9 goes there. This is a 2-9 pair. So that's not 1, that's not 7. That... Can I do similar down here? No, but anyway, that's a 2-9 pair. And that can't be 2 because 2 is in there. That's the 9, that's the 2. I can take 9 out of all of those. That becomes a 1, that becomes a 2. That 9 puts 9 into one of those 2. These are getting hard to see pencil marks. Which puts 9 into one of those 3. 1 must be in one of those 2 cells, and I still have to have 2, 3, 4. This must be the 7 because I have to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in here. And if I put a 7 in there, there's no room for them. So I must have 1, and then I have to have 2, 3, 4 in there. And I can't put 2 down the bottom. So 1 is in there, 2 is in there, which I kind of don't need to mark, except for the fact that the 2 in there forces the 2 up there. 7 forces the 7 down there. Okay, so there's little bits of progress. So that 2-9 pair was important. Can I pull that same trick off anywhere else? That can't be 4, 1, 5. Well, that can't be 1. Doesn't look like it. 7 and 9. Well, I can't put 9 in there, so 9 has to go in one of those 2, and it can't be there. That must be the 9. So 9 cannot be there, and it can't be there because 9 must go in one of those 4. So that's the 9. Now 7 can't go there, so 7 is in one of those 2. Now that 9 takes 9 out of there, which means 9 can't be there because of that one, can't be there, but it must go in those 4. That gives me the 9 here. Oh, that's huge because that's now a 6, that's a 7, that's a 2. That takes 6 out of those, which makes that a 6, which means that's not a 6, so that is. I'm going to pencil mark this because it's a triple. 5, 7, and 8. Now I've got the 2, 9 in there. I've got the 6. I've got the 2, 7. I still need to put a 3 in there. I need to put a 4 in there, which means I've got to put a 4 in there. These are 1, 5, 8, and 9. So that's 1, 5, 8. That's a 1, 5, 8 triple. So that's a 1. This is now a triple. 5, 8, and 9. What's next? Okay. So 1 must be in one of those two. 1 must be in one of those two, because those because of that one, those because of that one. That takes 1 out of there, which means in this quadruple, there is only a place for a 1 here. 2, 7 is done. I still need to put a 3 in there. So this can't be a 3. So what can it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Well, it can't be 5 or 8. So that's a 4. So this is now a triple, which is 3, 5, and 8. This is a 3, 5, 7, 8 quadruple. Well, the puzzle is using quadruple rules, so why not? So that makes this 1 and 6. That gives me 1s lining up here and here, so 1 now must go down here. Oh, since I got that, this needs a 1, and it can't come here because 1s are forced into here. This is a 1. Now 5 is in one of those two now, so that's not a 5, which forces 5 into one of those two, which means those are not 5, which means that's a 5. That's now a 7, 8 pair. There's no 8 in those. That's a 3, 5 pair. That's an 8. That's crazy. I really like that. That's a very nice trick. That's really cool. These are now 3, 4, and 7, and before I always put my candidates in before I delete my other pencil marks, so I can then use my corner pencil marks to remove options that I may not have missed. I see other solvers do it the other way around, where they go, oh, I know what the triple is now, and they clear the cell and then put them in, and they've removed important information that they then have to rediscover. I've done it myself a couple of times, and I always regret it. So I always try and do it the other way around. Hang on. Did I miss that? 3 and 3 lining up. I did. So this is a 2, 3, 7 triple. That's been there since the very beginning. Well, since I got... Yeah, that's been there since the very beginning. This is a 2, 3, 7 triple. And the bottom one can't be 2 because of my pencil marks. That may have been, I mean, it's been there since I got that column, but that was there from the very beginning and I missed it. Oh, that 1 is pointing over, so that's now the 1, which means that's the 1. I'm not going to make a Zathras quote, no matter how tempted I become. So that's the 1 and the 2 are locked in because of those. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 in there. 1 up there. 1 in that quadruple. That works. I need to get a 4 and a 9 into there, but that's not the trick, I don't think. I think 5 could be there, and then 5 could be there, there, and there. I don't see why that's not the case. Or there, and then in one of those two. So that 5 is fillable many ways. I need to get 3 and 4. That can't be 3, because if 3 was there, I would not be putting 3 into there. That's the 7. There's no 7 there. That takes 7 out of that one, so 7 goes there. I now need to put 1 and 2 into there. That puts 7 down here. I do like this puzzle. I may be doing it way too slow, but I'm enjoying finding the discoveries. I need to put a 7 in one of those two, but it's similar to the 5 in here because it's across boxes. Oh, wait a minute. I need to put a 4 and an 8 in here. So this is a 4-8 pair. I can't put a 4 there. That's a 4. That's an 8. There's no 8 in there. That 4 makes that a 3 and that a 4. That 4 makes that a 3 and takes 3 out of those. That's a 2-4 pair. Those 4s force 4s up there. Just that 3 looks down, makes that a 5 and that a 3. Just little discoveries. I enjoy puzzles that you explore like this. I really do. 2, 4, and 8 go into here. Now I can't put 2 down here. In fact, I can't put 2 there either. So this is a 4-8 pair because this is a 2-3-7 triple. That's a 4-8 pair. This becomes 2. This becomes 4. So this is a known triple. 5, 6, and 9. I have to put a 5 in here, and that became a 3. So that's the 5, and that's a 6, 9 down here. I now have 9s here and a 9 in there somewhere, so that 9 must go in one of those two. 9s are now lining up here and here, so 9 must go in one of those two. Oh, that 3 is now knocking 3 out of those, but I must put a 3 in one of those 4, so that's the 3, which makes that the 2. I now must put a 1 in here, so that becomes the 1, which goes down, making that a 6 and that a 1. That 1 looks across, makes that 1, which makes that 4. Is that all the 1s? Looks like it. 2, 2, 2. So 2 must go in one of those two now. And one of those 3. Still need to put, there must be a 4 in one of those two. 4 is there, there, and in one of those two. So they're not lining up in a way that is conducive to being solved. So the top row, I need 5, 8, and 9. So that's 5 or 8. That gives me a 5-8 pair. So that gives me the 9 there. And I don't seem to be doing much with the 5 or the 8. This box needs 5, 6, and 8. There's no 8 there. There's no 6 there. So this is 5, 7, and 8. There's no 5 there. That's a 7, 8 pair in the column. I'm going to look at that just in case. 2, 3, 4, 9. So that's 3, 9. Oh, that's also a 3, 9 because I got a 5, 7, 8 triple. So this is also 3, 9. So that becomes 3. That becomes 9. That 9 knocks 9 out of both of those, but I must put a 9 in here somewhere. So 9 goes straight into there. That makes that 6, that 9. I will come back and relook up here in a minute, but that was useful. That may be all it gave me, but so that was a 5, 7, 8 triple. So I've still got the 7, 8 pair, so I know exactly what these are, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so these are 2, 3, 4. There's no 4 there because I don't have a pencil mark in it, and I've got 4s pencil marked. So that seems to be my options. 2... This must be a 5, 7, or 8, and it can't be a 5, so it becomes 7, 8. I now have 7, 8, so this becomes 5. This becomes 8. This becomes 7. This becomes 8. This becomes 7. This becomes 5. This becomes 8. This is 5. This is 8. This is 6. That's not resolved yet. Okay. So this is an 8, which makes this 4 and this 8. The 4 is looking back, making that 4. This is a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the 6 is resolving it, so that's the 7 and that's the 6. The 6 is looking back, making that not 6. This is not 7. Okay, there's no 4 there. This is a 2, 3 pair. This becomes the 4. So that 2, 3 pair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. That's not a 2, so this is the 2, but this is a 5, 8, which means that's not a 6. This is the 6. That 5, 8 pair is resolved by the 8 at the top of column 3. That's the 5, that's the 8. I've got the 2 in there, so that's not breaking this down. But this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 2, 7, 3, and 2. Down here, I need a 5. In the box, I need to put a 3 and a 9, and finishing off with just a 5 and a 9, and that completes the puzzle. That's Dotty by Pallando. That's one of the nicer quadruples I've done. There was information in there that you could find, but you really had to hunt for it. I really like the way that these corner clues didn't give anything to you, and you had to kind of work with the other clues that were in there to find the solution. And it wasn't like these lining up. They were the clues in the corners gave you sort of these pairs here rather than it was a very, very nice lineup. Like there were all of these sort of lined up ones which forced into rows, but quite often those in quadruple puzzles will give you much more obvious deductions, and these, everything was tied together and you had to use the clues in like multiple clues together. I don't know, maybe I didn't use it as efficiently as I could have, but I really liked that puzzle, and I hope that everyone gave that a shot because that puzzle was really good. Thank you everyone for watching. I really enjoyed that one, and I hope you did too, and I look forward to seeing you on videos again in the future. Thank you for watching.